this fast. Because I don't get to train to say these things fast, like, welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurs in Fuego, where we're documenting your journey. I never do that, you know. It's just like, welcome to Entrepreneurs in Fuego, because we have just a phenomenal guest. Donna, can I say it in Italian?
Please, prego.
Sparaco.
Perfect. I love it.
Now I need some gnocchi.
Yeah, I know, right. Give me a
I
few
do,
seconds
yes, baby.
Speak Italian.
That's right. Donna Sparaco is with us. Donna. Oh, but did I say the whole Entrepreneurs in Fuego thing where we document your journey one digital footprint at a time? If I didn't, now I did. Donna Sparaco, you're with us. Tell us what you do.
Well, thanks for having me, by the way. Very cool what you do.
Thank you so much.
You know, I never considered myself an entrepreneur. I just considered myself somebody who had a business to go out and make a living.
And that is not by the way, that is not as strange. A lot of from small people that, you know, that push the little paletitas card, you know, with a little ice cream cart.
Right.
They don't consider themselves entrepreneurs.
No.
And so what happened? What made you change that perception?
So, you know, I was very fortunate. I come from a long life, a long family history of family-owned businesses. And some of my family went and got jobs, and some of my family opened businesses. My grandfather came to America in the early 1900s. So to make a better life.
Right.
And in 2008, when the economy crashed,
right.
And affected a lot of people, including myself and my fiance at the time, I thought, you know what? That's it. I will never get a job again. And I don't want employees, and I don't want a boss. I've got to find a business. So
what were you doing at the time?
I was in construction, business development for a construction company in Manhattan. And was devastated. You know, that was it. I come into my office and thank you very much.
Pink slip, goodbye. This economy is slowing down. We got to let you go.
Everybody was like the whole economy.
Did you see it coming?
No.
So it was, you go in at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, by 9, 10, pack up.
Gone.
You're gone.
Gone.
Wow.
And my boss was nice enough to take me to lunch and tell me it was coming.
Oh, okay.
And it was the weirdest thing because I was like, oh my God, I have to get back to my office I have appointments I have to cancel. I've got to call up. I can't be a no-show. I mean, I was like, all of a sudden, I was so into it, and I was walking in circles.
Did
you
your
know?
boss lose his job?
No.
Just had to ask you.
No. So, but he taught me a lot about business development and about cold calling and about searching for business.
So all right. So you're facing that let's call it tragedy, if you will. I mean, that disappointment more than anything.
Yes.
What to do next?
Right.
And so you decided, all right, I'm going to be my own person.
Right.
And what do you do next? I mean, what do you start?
So it was, you know, my fiance and I at the time, we had just moved in together. We were getting married. I lose my job. His business is going down the tubes because nobody cared about office furniture. And we decide to open up a bit. I couldn't go get a job with the other millions of Americans trying to get a job. I said, okay, what am I going to do? Walk dogs? Be a realtor? Like, I was going through so many different things. I mean, I was trying to figure out a way to generate income. And by the way, you know, about a couple of weeks before I got laid off and before the economy, before that hit, we had opened up our own business called Sparaco Furniture Associates. And it's women's owned, and it's in my name.
Right.
And so when I got laid off, I got denied unemployment because I had a business and potential to make money.
Oh my God.
So I come to find out, you know, 10 years, you know, good 10 years later, that my sister actually was a member of LegalShield, that I never knew about it. So I didn't know how to fight that. I didn't know how to. People kept telling me, you can fight that. How do you do that?
How do you do that? Right.
How do you do that? And I had to try to figure out how to make money. We were trying to figure out how to make things happen. So in 2010, now fast forward 2 years.
So what do you do during this 2 years?
Well, we lived off credit cards, and I got temp jobs, and my husband tried to get that business to go. He would go into the city and talk to people, and we would get a few jobs. But
2 years go by. What are you doing?
2 years go by. We almost simultaneously looked at each other and said, you know, we're going to Arizona for Christmas. Why don't we see if we can move there? Why don't we see if we can live there? Maybe that's a place for us. We came here in December of 2010, and we went high five. We went home, packed up, and 3 months later we were back lock, stock, and barrel. Now, was it easy? No. We still had no money. We're still living off credit cards.
Right.
And we retired my husband early so we could be guaranteed to pay the rent.
Right.
And I come here trying to figure out what am I going to do, and I say, okay, so if I don't want a boss and I don't want employees, what are my options? I'm going to be a health insurance agent. So that lasted 4 months. And, you know, and then I discovered legal.
Nothing that is anything wrong with it,
No.
but you don't strike me as the person who's got the insurance. Okay, so
No, it was not a fit. I was so depressed. And let me just back up a second. When I met my husband, I started writing a book about dating later in life.
All right.
So I spent a couple of years going out dating, and when I meet my husband, of course, I stop the research. But I formed this book. I'm seeing so many women who do not understand their value, Francisco. They don't understand their worth. I'm watching them going to singles dances and speed dating events, and they don't understand what they have. And so I start coaching people at these things. So welcome to this wonderful weather of hurricane.
Exactly. We've got a hurricane and everything else, and everything else happening. Anyway.
So I start coaching people in a way, like in the bathroom, and I start writing this book, and it would take 10 years before that book would get published because of the economy and trying to, your priorities, right? You've got to eat. I'm living off credit cards. I can't really.
So this is a book about empowering women, about showing them that they're worth a lot more than what they probably don't even think they are.
Correct. Because so many women, sometimes they get to a place where they think it's about who they're with and not what they're about. And so if you choose somebody because you want to be with that person, but you don't work on yourself, then what happens, you end up in a very poisonous relationship very often.
But what is interesting, though, is that you're not thinking of yourself.
No.
As an entrepreneur, you're not thinking, you're not giving yourself that worth that now you're finding out that a lot of women do not have, right?
Right. Well, and listen, let's be real. Like when I started to date, I was also job hunting, and my confidence was in the gutter. And quite honestly, I'm just being real with you, I went out with almost anybody who would ask me as long as they weren't going to kill me. Because my self-worth was so low that I didn't understand my own value. So if I didn't get that little ticklies on the back of the neck that they were going to kill me, I was going out with them. And as I started to get confidence and raise the bar in dating and in sales, in business and job hunting, out of that came another book. So I'm working on my third, actually, or second. So I talk about the correlations between sales and dating, but not to jump around, but so here I am.
Because this is your journey.
This is my journey.
This is your journey. This is what we're talking about.
This is my journey. So I have this book going on in the back, burner.
Yeah.
This idea that I want to empower, and I'm always empowering wherever I go. I'm like touching people with my soul. It's just who I am. It's my inherent goal to help people understand that, right? And I'm job hunting, and I'm a health insurance agent for 4 months, and then I discovered LegalShield. And that's another self-empowering product, service that 80% of Americans just don't even know about. So I keep thinking, how am I going to bring it together? And I do, Francisco. It's so important to me to empower. And you know how many women I run into who are going through divorce, child custody, child services, problems left and right, and they want to take their soon-to-be ex-husband's advice, who says, you don't need an attorney. We have one. Or you can just Google it. Or we're bringing this, listen, legal plans are here to stay, and I'm here to empower women to make them understand that it's here, and it's here for you. For $20 a month, you get to have access. And by the way, while you're dating, personally, so I'm helping them, I'm raising the bar for them in both aspects, because it's a balance.
You think of yourself as an entrepreneur, definitely, as an author, as somebody that empowers, a coach, a mentor to other women.
Yes.
And was there a point where you said, I just got to throw in the towel? I mean, this shit's not working. Something is not working. I mean,
Yes, I cried many times, but
Did you allow, okay, so you cried many times, but did you allow yourself to cry for so long that...
No, it was never an option to quit. Mostly because I understand that when you're self-employed, there's going to be the ups and downs, and you have to make sure you have the right team supporting you. And not to say that shouldn't come from within, but I knew who to call. If I said, that's it, I'm quitting, they knew they weren't going to take me seriously.
Right. Okay.
And I didn't want to say it out loud, but my goal always, and my husband will tell you, he'd say, baby, you want to get a job? And I go, no. I'm going to make this work.
Move forward. So you have a support team that is there, but at the same time, you probably heard all those voices. Hey, you got to go get a job. You got to go get a real job. You got to, so all the naysayers and all that negativity also coming at
That
you.
just fueled me. Bring it on, baby. Because I didn't have security when I had a job, did I?
Not at
laid
all.
off, and when you get laid off, you stop getting paid. And when you stop getting paid, and then I got denied unemployment. And my husband, and it's one of the things that made me love him so much, is like we would stand on occasion in our living room just crying together, trying to figure out our next move.
Right.
And I'm feeling, but what happens is you gain your confidence when you set a goal, no matter how little it is. If it's 1 push-up a day, and then it goes to 5, or it's going on a bike ride, whatever that is for you. One cold call turns into 5 cold calls, and we're not worried about rejection, and we're looking for the people who are looking for us. I'm fueled. I'm so excited. I can't sleep at night.
Fair to say, you strike me as somebody that doesn't sleep at night. Does rejection fuel you? In other words, when somebody says no to you, you're like, no? Wait a minute. I didn't hear no. I didn't hear maybe.
No, you know what? I walked into 5 businesses a couple days ago, and I got 2 straight out no's. And what I loved about them was they told me, because I said to them, are you interested in hearing more? No. Oh, how come that is? Because what I learned was, keep it right here. I want to find out what the person's interested in. It's not about me, it's about the task. So if I go there knowing that I'm just looking to find out the outcome, then their no does not hurt me. In fact, I thanked them. I said, you don't even want my card in case one day, and they said, no, we have attorneys, whatever.
So what did you hear when they said no? What did you
thank
hear?
you. I heard no.
All right.
And by the way, when you go out dating, if a guy says no, you should hear no. I mean, no is no.
Men are dogs, man. Men don't say no to men. I'm telling you right now, man, it's very difficult for a man to say no.
I know.
Like,
but women,
yeah, baby, why not?
But you know what? Sometimes men are very honest, and women don't want to hear them. And I'm saying to them, you're not paying attention. Okay? Sales and dating is the same thing. You are looking for the person who's looking for you.
It is interesting how you're equating sales and dating, because there are really a lot of parallels.
Oh, there sure is. And I'm on a mission with this.
Where am I going to get your book? That's the book that you're writing, right? Sales.
So it's really cool. So my first book came out. It's called Dating. It's Not Personal, and it's helping women later in life, mainly some men too, actually. Navigate that world, because dating never goes out of style. Remember, I started this book 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what? Not too much has changed. It brings us back to when my grandparents dated, playing hard to get, and all the basic rules. And then this evolved, and a couple of months ago, I actually did a talk about the correlations between sales and dating, and I did a video, I guess, or a talk or whatever. I was in front of women, and so I co-authored a book, and my chapter is called Relationships and Sales and Dating. Oh my. Isn't that great? High five.
Great. That is awesome. That is awesome. So you did find all this correlation, and
absolutely. I can't shake it. It's there. And so now I'm in the process of writing another book, taking part of that chapter and doubling it and creating a book, because I want to empower my fellow entrepreneurs or business owners or people who are in sales not to feel the rejection, to thank the people, because, we're taught to say that no means just not yet, and maybe that's true, but we don't want to disrespect a real solid no, and that's true in dating too. So I had a woman come up to me the other day and say, how do I get someone to ask me out? And I said, you don't. You do not. Absolutely not. And she's like, well, I don't believe you. I said, if you want a good relationship and you want somebody who values and cherishes you, when you walk into a room, let's figure this out, right? You walk into a room, there's 10 men lined up. You walk in, and 2 step forward going, wow. I said, you're only allowed to pick from those 2. Don't be looking and drooling about anybody else, because if they're not paying you mind now, you will spend the rest of your life trying to get their attention.
Is it easier for men to find dates or for women to find dates?
I'm old school. The man has to ask the girl out, but we have to be proactive, and that's the name of my website, right? Proactive.
So is it easier for men or for women?
I don't know. I'm not a man.
Women seem to me Did you see that? Oh my goodness gracious, October. I'm one of the boys of October, baby. Did you see that catch? Ooh, I had to stretch it
You're
out.
good.
Of course I
And with
am.
that, we can't answer the question.
Wait a minute, no, you gotta answer this question because my theory is, I'm not gonna tell you, but
Okay.
you can tell me.
So what's
what your
easier
theory is.
for a man? So men are no different than women. They're frightened of rejection. They're worried about how they look when they go out. They don't want to say no. But I don't know what's easier, but I do know we have to send, there are signals that we can send that make a man know if it's okay to ask us out. And there are signals that we send that say, no way, don't come near me. And they are very sensitive to that. And a lot of men and women think that they should approach the man, and I say that's fine, but then you're setting precedents. So don't cry in a week from now or in a month from now that he's not picking up the phone to call you because you're the one who set the precedent. So there we go.
I'm old school too.
You're old school.
Absolutely.
You're old school. And I just want to say before you hand me that T-shirt, because I know we're closing down. You know, I have an aunt who wrote an article in the paper in 1963, saying retiring from that business, which after 20 years that she was in, which means she was a woman-owned business in 1943.
Wow.
And that's the lifeblood I come from. So, isn't that cool?
Well, entrepreneurship, business is in your blood.
It's in my blood, and self-empowerment is so important.
It's very, 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 very important.
Thank you.
And whenever I feel down, I'm just going to think about Donna Sparaco.
Sparaco.
And I'm going to go, you know, if you tell me no, maybe it's no, but
Maybe
no,
it's not.
maybe it's not, man.
But maybe it's not no.
Maybe it's not no.
All right. Thank you. I love.
This is for you. This is a little gift from the Office Pile.
Thank you so much.
For being here at the Office Pile today.
And thank you for all that you do. And
so much,
I know we don't have time, and you can cut me off.
Oh,
but
no, we have plenty of time. This is your show.
And next month I'm having my very first dating workshop. It's called Proactive Dating.
Where are you going to have that?
It's going to be in Scottsdale.
Okay.
And I'm saying this to you because I love what you're doing with the Top Foundation.
Thank you so much.
So when people enroll, I'm going to donate 10% of the proceeds to 5 different choices. So I'm going to put your foundation in as part of that.
Thank you so much.
And we'll go
send us that
from there.
information. We'll send it out to our social media. Oh, you're not going to give me. You're going to give me.
Thank you. We're not allowed to stand up. We're not allowed to stand up. Okay, but
Our heads
thank
are going
you.
to get all cut
I know.
off.
Thank you
And
so
now
much.
we're out.